This is the Collector Car Podcast, the home for the auto enthusiast. Join GStanley as he applies over 25 years of insights and analytical experience to the collector car market. He will interview the experts and throw in some fun stuff as well.
Hey, it's Greg. We're starting early. I wanted to get that little car coming through. Really on here. I think I just missed it. There it is. So we are live at the Cincinnati Concours.
That's an Indy 500 winner.
Indy 500 winner.
Each year we select an honored collector. And since our theme this year was motorsports, we couldn't pick a better collector of the famous Indy roadsters than Bob McConnell from Urbana, Ohio. And we have a special trophy for Bob and Diane McConnell. Bob, can you say a word about your passion for these Indy roadsters?
Thank you very much. It's delightful to be here once again and showing some of the very famous Indy cars. This one actually won in 1960 with Jim Rathman, and we restored it the way Harkey drove it in 1964. It is a fun car. It's a Watson Roadster, and I have a passion for the Roadsters. So many of them ended up as super modifieds. So you talk about restoration, quite a job. Many times firewall forward, recreating, but keeping as much of the original as possible. I asked Bob Harkey, I said, how did this car handle going into the turn? And he kind of looked at me like, why? I said, well, the normal Watson had 55 gallons. This is a tail tank that has 90 gallons. So a lot of difference. Each one is unique. We enjoy them. We appreciate your comments, and it's fun trying to keep them all preserved and getting them out like this. Thank you kindly.
Thank you again, Bob. Round of applause. We'll hold this up here at the award stand for you to pick up.
Thank you, Bob. Urbana, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, built 1960, an Indianapolis 500 winner from the famous Bob McConnell collection.
Just while we're getting Bob pulled out of here because it takes a stinger, so he was able to fire it up, but once you shut it down, it's a problem. But I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out today. You know, we've all been stuck in our homes by ourselves, and it's just wonderful for everybody to get out again. And we thank everyone for coming out. And the Arthritis Foundation, thanks to you, this event raises the funds for juvenile arthritis programs. And just want to thank everyone one more time.
From the Board of Directors, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Sheehy. Thank you, Dave, for everything you do for this concours. And congratulations again to Bob McConnell. He bought all 5 of the Indy open wheel front engine race cars that are here on display today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Hagerty Youth Award. Hagerty Collector Car Insurance in Traverse City, Michigan sponsors youth awards all over the country at different concours events, and they are here with us today. They have selected a car on the field. They selected 3. The second, third award were presented to the cars in place, and if we can bring up the Datsun, here is their first choice, the Hagerty Youth Award, sponsored by Hagerty, Michigan, and a big thank you to McKeel Hagerty. Also, thank you, Matt, for being here with us.
Hey, if you're just joining us, this is GStanley.
1972, owned by Bob Speets.
Trying to capture some cool cars here coming up for the award show. Stay tuned. We'll have them coming towards us, and you'll see them at the awards stage.
By a team of
and listen in. A lot of cool stuff happening here.
A good one. The Datsun 240Z, 1972. Bob Speets is the owner. high performance fastback 6-cylinder multiple carburation. Not many of those left from 1972. A Datsun 240Z. 240Z. Thank you to Haggerty Collector Car Insurance for sponsoring. From Nashville, Tennessee, Datsun 240Z. Congratulations. The young folk loved your car. Thank you, Bob. Just like new, or better.
If you're just joining us, we're at the Cincinnati Concours d'Elegance
Show Award.
and we'll have some cool cars coming here. I'll try to fill in some gaps in the silence, and we'll hear some cool cars coming.
Sponsored by Bill and Gail Sherman. The Will Sherman, a big part of our Concours years ago, and our judges have selected Mr. David Snyder. David Snyder, are you here? Third place in the Automotive Art Show Awards. He's not here. Gary Douch, second place. Gary, you were selected second place award winner in our art show. He's not here either. He's up at the pavilion with all of his wonderful artwork. First place, Daniel Brown. And Daniel, will make certain that you get that award. And those are the 3 award-winning artists that are on display here today. Congratulations to the artists. All original, world-class automotive art. Our featured theme, Motorsport Excellence, is our next award category. Stock Car Racing, NASCAR. The award sponsored by the T. William Kelleher Family Foundation. 2 award winners in that class. A 1968 Plymouth GTX convertible owned by Stephen Atwell from Walled Lake, Michigan. 1969 Ford Torino owned by Dale Oaks from Dayton, Ohio, and best in class, a 2008 Ford Fusion Sprint Cup car owned by Doug Rule from Manchester, Ohio. Do we have the car? There it is. That was right on cue. 2008 Ford Fusion Sprint Cup car owned by Doug Rule from Manchester, Ohio. Featured theme, Motorsport is a subcategory. Award sponsored by the William Kelleher Family Foundation. Doug Rule, Manchester already, ladies and gentlemen, right down to the head restraints. Congratulations, Doug Rule from Manchester, Ohio.
If you're just joining us right now, this is the Collector Car Podcast and Arm Sotheby's broadcasting from the Cincinnati Concours d'Elegance, and listen to this car. Fire up.
.800 horsepower. Next category, pre-war vintage, non-Classic Car Club of America vehicles, 1925 through 1942, sponsored by Shear and Shear CPA firm. Award of Distinction, 1939 Chevrolet Master Deluxe Coupe, Robert Runner from Amelia, Ohio.
You bring enough for
First
everybody?
place in that class, and a model Royal Coupe. Tim and Julia Wolf from Sydney, Ohio. Best in class, ladies and gentlemen, a very rare 1939 Hudson convertible owned by Mike Sheridan from Westchester, Ohio. Best in class, pre-war vintage, non-classic. Mike Sheridan, Westchester, Ohio, and that is a rare one. When was the last time you saw one of those? Congratulations. Very, very rare Hudson from 1939. Low production, very few have survived. Congratulations, Mike. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get into our next class, I'd like to introduce to you our chief judge, the man that headed up the incredible team of experts that judged all these vehicles on the field today from Detroit, Michigan, West Bloomfield, Mr. Kip Wasenko, our chief judge. What a job, Kip.
Thank you, Ed. And first of all, thank you everybody that's here to take your time to come out here and see this wonderful show. These shows are fantastic. You know, the owners spend a lot of time, and money restoring their cars or maintaining their cars. And you can rest assured their cars are pretty darn authentic or original. Concours d'Elegance is what we do here, and that's done at a lot of the shows, such as Pebble Beach, Amelia Island, and others. And basically, Concours d'Elegance started as a beauty contest in the 30s in France. And when you look at these cars, you can rest assured the things are authentic. You can rest assured they're retained to their originality. And I have to say that Fred Jones and the guys that put together the show for this year really put together an incredible show with extremely high quality cars to be judged. Fortunately, we had some of the finest, most experienced and knowledgeable judges that judge these classes. It's a tough category or tough challenge for them because basically the cars are all winners. So for those of you that brought out the car, thank you, and know that the award was being part of one of the best shows in the United States. And to the people that got awards,
Wasenko was a designer at General Motors for 40 years before he retired. He was head of the Pontiac Cadillac studio, and one of the national magazines said that Kip was the individual that made Cadillac cool again. And this man did it right here. Thank you. He judges all over the country. Kip Wasenko. Ladies and gentlemen, our next class, Antique through 1924. Trophy sponsored by the Miami Corporation, Award of Distinction to a 1909 Huppmobile Runabout, owned by the CB Collection in Park Hills, Kentucky. 1919 Studebaker Big Six touring car from the same. First place, 1920 Cleveland touring car, owned by Gary Smith, Wilmington, Ohio, and a 1913 Ford Runabout owned by Dale Rowe from Milford, Ohio. Best in class, and here it comes, there it is, an Auburn, a 1909 Auburn from the CB Collection in Park Hills, Kentucky. Earliest known Auburn automobiles built in none other than Auburn, Indiana, hometown of the classics. You'll notice all the bright work is brass. That was before chrome. It's right-hand drive before left-hand drive became standard. It has a fold-down windshield, carbide headlights. Well, they call them headlights, but they don't give off a lot of light. And the car is from the CB Collection in Park Hills, Kentucky, with a self-starter. Now that's a little early for a self-starter. Yeah. Self-starter didn't come out until 1912 or 13, but you can retrofit them. An Auburn from Auburn, Indiana. That is a rare one, best in class. Collector Foreign, 1946 to 1985. Trophy sponsored by Precision Motor Cars. Award of distinction to a 90 SE Coupe owned by Michael Gehrig in Cincinnati. Owned by Dan Davis from Westchester, Ohio. First place wagon microbus transportman from St. Clairville, Ohio. And a 1993 Porsche 928 GTS owned by Mike Bucciconi from Centerburg, Ohio. And here is the best in class, ladies and gentlemen. Our next blue ribbon winner, 1952 Mercedes-Benz 220 Cabriolet B, owned by Scott Montoni from Mason, Ohio. A rare two-door Cabriolet, 1952. What a beautiful Mercedes. One of the greatest names on automobiles in the world. Scott Montoni from Mason, Ohio. Thank you, Scott. Beautiful plush interior. Got the Mercedes star on top of the grille from Mason, Ohio. Best in class collector foreign.
If you're just joining us, this is the Collector Car Podcast, Arms Sotheby's at the Cincinnati Concours d'Elegance. A bunch of wonderful cars coming across in front of us now at the award stage.
Late. Classic Car Club, 1936 through 48. Award of Distinction, 1937 Cord Convertible, Jeff Weiler, Milford, Ohio. First place, 1936 Auburn Boattail Speedster, supercharged by Sean Miller, Indianapolis, Indiana. And here is best in class, ladies and gentlemen. 1940 Packard, 1806 convertible Victoria. This is the cut-down door Darren, the Darren convertible. Built by Dutch Darren in Hollywood, California. The car is owned by Gene and Sally Perkins, Greenwood, Indiana. Cut-down door Darren. Congratulations, Gene. You've got a garage full of prize-winning Packards, and here's one of them. Gene and Sally Perkins, Greenwood, Indiana. A 180, big, powerful, straight-eight flathead motor, cut-down doors, designed by Dutch Darren. Same Darren from Fernandez and Darren and Hibbert and Darren. Congratulations, Gene. Pre-war classic late, Classic Car Club of America, 1936 through 1948. The trophy is sponsored by Merrill Lynch Wealth Management. Best in class, and it's another Packard. Ask the man that owns cylinder club sedan owned by Larry Pumphrey from Greensburg, Indiana. The Silent 12, one of the best 12-cylinder cars ever built. Congratulations. Is that a division? No division window. This is a club sedan. Lots of room in the back seat. Side mounts. 1937 Packard. Larry Pumphrey from Greensburg, Indiana. Pre-war classic. Best in class. Congratulations. Nothing like a Packard. Collector American, 1946 to 1968. Trophy spot. Best, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. This is where the saying came from. It's a real doozy. This is a Duesenberg. 1929 Duesenberg sedan. Very early Duesenberg Model J. The 18th Model J built 1929. Bowman and Schwartz custom body. Low windshield skirts in the back. Greg and Robin Ornasian from Troy, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. Powered by that incredible Duesenberg double overhead camshaft straight 8 motor, hemispherical combustion chambers, 4 valves per cylinder, and 420 cubic inches. Engineered by Fred and August Duesenberg, built in Indianapolis. They say it's a well-known German car. It was built in Indianapolis, Indiana. Greg Ornazian, congratulations, Greg. This thing is absolutely marvelous. Best in class. Thank you. From Troy, Michigan, a Golden Duesenberg, Model J. Asian collector cars is our next category. All years. Trophy sponsored by the Greater Cincinnati Miata Club. Miata Club. Early designer of Miatas was Chuck Jordan's son, as I recall. 2005 Acura NSX. NSX Collector Cars Asian. This car owned by Paul Allen from Cincinnati, Ohio. 2005 Acura NSX. What a great sports car. Paul Allen, Cincinnati, Ohio. It's coming right around the corner, Paul. There it is. Missy's got the trophy for you. Acura NSX, Paul Allen, 2005 model. Trophy sponsored by the Greater Cincinnati Miata Club. Thank you. Yep, you're all set. Thank you, Paul. What a great sports car. American Performance, 1961 through 1971. And that was a tough class. Think of all the performance cars in that class. American Performance, best of class, 1968 Oldsmobile. Not any Oldsmobile, but a Hearst specially equipped Oldsmobile. 1968 from Terre Haute, Indiana, Dave Goss. A Hearst Olds. Special performance, special paint. Possibly a Hearst four-speed. 1968 Hearst Olds Coupe. They didn't build many of them, but Hearst did quite a job when they modernized and put special performance equipment on several GM cars. Owned by Dave Goss from Terre Haute, Indiana. Best in class American Performance, 1961 through 19, and the Hearst badging. That's a rare one. Pre-war classic, early Classic Car Club of America vehicles, 1915 through 1935 open. Trophy sponsored by Leahy Consulting Incorporated in Holland, Michigan. Look at that Packard Roadster, ladies and gentlemen, owned by Tom and Donna Tulls from Holland, Michigan. This is a Rolston custom body, the only one made. Built for the New York Auto Salon, has a V windshield that folds out, wind wings, side mounts, and what a great story to have a drink, Donna. Next time we'll have something in it. We're all ready for a cold beer. Donna and Tom Tulls, wonderful friends from Holland, Michigan. Tom was after this car and to get this one car, he had to buy 6 other Packards. What a purchase, what a man. And they completely restored it. The only Rolston body roadster built in 1931 with a 1932 update package. Congratulations. Have a drink for me, Donna. Donna and Tom Tulls. Future Classic, 2000 and up. Trophy sponsored by NJB Automotive. Best in class, a 2020 Porsche Cayenne Turbo from Cincinnati. Class sports car, ladies and gentlemen, with 4 doors, owned by Mike Valentine, Cincinnati, Ohio. 2020 Porsche. Best in class, Future Classic, 2000 and up. And the trophy is on the way. What an incredible machine. Porsche made a 4-door sedan look like a sports car. It'll go just as fast. A turbo 2020 Mike Valentine, Cincinnati, Ohio. Congratulations. Looks just like brand new. Thank you. Your Classic, 2000 and up. I believe that has an active spoiler. Sports Contemporary, 1960. Trophy sponsored by Quality Automotive. Best in Class, 1963 Corvette Coupe, the split window coupe, owned by Tony McBride, Louisville, Kentucky.
That I was a designer for GM, but this car was the car that made me want to become a designer at General Motors. I think Corvette's got a very, very wonderful history right up through the new C8, which is phenomenal. But the split window Corvette was my hero, Bill Mitchell, who ran GM design from 1957 through 1959 through 1970. A lot of people talk about Zora Arca, the mastermind behind the performance of the Corvette. But the styling, make no mistake, that was pure Bill Mitchell. And as we talked about Concours d'Elegance being a beauty contest, the judges that selected this car, I think they got it right, in my opinion, in the perfect color and trim combination.
Thank you, Kip, and he's the man that knows the split window coupe. That was a brand new body style, independent suspension, whole new body, and I have heard that Bill Mitchell liked the split window design that year, Kip, because he saw the Bugatti Atlantique Coupe, which had a split rear window.
What's really public complained about the rear